Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Friday, June 23rd, 2023. I hope you're doing amazing. It was feeling a bit uneasy here in energy, even after using Palo Santo, so I whipped out some sage. So just doing a bit of area cleansing, if you will. So we're going to begin and pull from the Wisdom Oracle deck. I haven't used it in a hot second, mainly because I have so many other decks that I recently acquired and have been putting to use, if I could say it correctly. But let's do some shuffling and get this reading started. To begin for Friday, coming out, okay, not for you in reverse. There's going to be a highlight of a situation that is for you. This could be a job situation, whether you're interviewing for it, considering it, applying for it, continuing it. It could be running a business. It could be more so a person for you, but it feels like an opportunity that's being continued, or the potential of beginning it, right? Or you are beginning it again. But apply it to your situation. This could be more so a focus on where you're living, what you're thinking about investing in, but with this very much purposely in reverse, Spirit saying it's for you, period. And some of which might need to remember that a situation that you're continuing and potentially beginning or beginning once again is meant to be temporary. So please keep that in the forefront of your decision-making process or your perspective in general when noticing and focusing on certain imperfections, okay? Because it feels like all the meanwhile, it's not going to be a perfect situation, but for whatever reason, again, they're saying it's for you. What else do we have? Co-create and a change in the wind. You might have recently, and I was just thinking about this as I was getting ready to begin my day and start these readings, of how I manifested the removal of a past roommate in this current living situation, this apartment, and thinking about it led me to think about how I communicate with the universe, with my guides, spirit in general, and manifest through it all. And it wasn't just my manifestation ability skill, right? It absolutely had something to do with it. But when I was just thinking about, and I actually just said it out loud, listed off the reasons or the different factors playing into his removal or him not being here anymore. It just is more so a co-creating sort of vibe, right? They're saying that's simply what it is. It's you having the ability to manifest, to communicate with us, to the universe, in a very clear and concise way, right? Once you actually know what you want or feel is necessary. And then we will assist you in that process, okay? In a divine timing kind of way. I'm hearing divine timeline. All right, that's going to take a highlight. But I feel like some of which, and take this or if you want or discard it, you don't just have passed over humans watching over you, protecting you, co-creating with you. There are spirit guides as well. Okay, it could be a passed over pet of yours, but it doesn't have to be, right? Any sort of animal. Obviously, less of which, if we're going to be completely honest in comparison to the, passed over loved ones, humans, right? But they do exist. Very interesting. A change in the wind is the third one before we move on to the tarot. But we do have message in a bottle at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like it's a day where there's a message of importance. Now, this could be an immediate approval, acceptance, welcoming in, offer of some sort. It could be a message while you're at work or through attached to your business. Could be somebody texting you in your life out of the blue, and this being a good thing. I feel like whatever message or messages that this is referring to, it's positive news or just something to make you feel welcome, loved, thought about, okay? Could even, again, be of true assistance and feel like a long time coming for some, all right? But a change in the wind, because it feels like it is a day where you're going to need to flow with the changes that are coming to be. Things are going to start to look different moving forward in certain ways. Obviously, being different for you than the next soul watching the reading, absorbing these messages. But I do feel like the stripes of your personality playing into you acquiring a situation or making the best out of and adapting to a continuing situation, if not multiple. I do sense that you are standing out in the crowd. You might even feel like you don't fit you don't fit in when it comes to a situation or the potential of which, but Spirit's saying, give it a chance or just allow for yourself to remember the beauty of standing out and being different, okay? Thinking about, say, a very interesting imagery they're giving me. If you were to see a zebra in the midst of a bunch of, they're saying monkeys, whatever, just apply a different animal into the scenario with one zebra in the middle of which, and they're naturally, that zebra is going to stand out, but is so unique and beautiful and to be admired. And it doesn't mean that zebra can't fit in with all of those other animals. Does that make sense? I feel like this is a day where Spirit's pushing you to embrace your unique nature. No coincidence that I chose to wear my alien tank top, right? It's definitely a beautiful thing to be different. And if you were to blend in and be the same as other people in that situation or in your life in general, I really don't feel you gain a lot of, if any at all, satisfaction, fulfillment through it. Very interesting reading. Let's move on to the Mystic Mondays Tarot. A castle in your mind is what I just heard as I was being drawn back to what's on the camel's back. The camel's back. Interesting. I feel like that might have been a message. The zebra's back. So humps to overcome is what I'm hearing when we go back to the camel. Very random reading. But going back to that message that I was trying to spit out about the castle in your mind, there might be a bit of a fantasizing, daydreamy kind of vibe about certain parts of this day. And I am getting your connection to the moon and stars will be highlighted and come in handy maybe. As you flow, you will know. As you flow, you will know is what I'm getting. To continue for Friday. Okay, the King of Wands. There's going to be a boldness about your energy when you're stepping into a situation. Now, again, this could be a continued situation where, say, you're simply clocking in or going to your day-to-day job or going to run your business. It could be when you're going to meet up with somebody for the first time or that you've known for a while, reconnecting or just connecting with them. There's a boldness about your energy. Your physical appearance will be appreciated, okay? Cleaning up is now what I'm hearing. You could be thinking about cleaning up your appearance. You could be cleaning up nicely as far as how you're dressing, what you're choosing to accessorize with. Sorry. I do feel like you are as well, again, your personality is coming through as very passionate, but that passion, as I've said in these readings before, doesn't have to come through and be absorbed as intense, right? Or even energetic for that matter. I feel like there are a lot of people like myself drawn to the reading where you've almost perfected, if not you have perfected, a bit of a peaceful passion in the words you convey, the messages you convey, your movements, and just the way you live and accomplish, okay? I do feel like you need to have an immense amount of confidence and comfort in your mind when flowing with whatever change, if not multiple changes that are being highlighted throughout this day. Because, if we're being honest, change at times, whether we feel in control of it to an extent, if not fully or not, can feel a bit uneasy, right? And I mean, I did cleanse the energy and mention how things were feeling uneasy here for me in the beginning of the reading for a reason. In a situation, if not multiple, or just at certain points throughout the day, you might just feel the energy is just quite uneasy. And you don't have to be empathic or super sensitive in that sense to be able to feel that out or just to sense that. Remember that. But the World card, again, talking about this, okay? This change in the wind aspect of the day in reading. Your world is changing, and that's a good thing. So be happy that things aren't stagnant or staying the same. If you want it, go get it. If you want it, go get it. That kind of came out in the previous daily read for Thursday. But these also coinciding because you're going to see evidence throughout this day, and I feel like surrounding it for a lot, drawn to the reading, that your world is developing, evolving in a beautiful way. And at times that does mean that things are going to feel busier or just more complex or just different in a lot of ways, right? And so that in of itself is an adjustment in your mind, your perspective, potentially your routines, how you get things done, how you manage things, and how you take care of yourself through it all right? Especially if you find yourself getting busier moving forward. How are you going to, and you probably have done this before in the past, how are you going to maintain or bring back certain self-care routines to feel good, to make sure that you're not feeling like crap, right? As you get a lot done and have a busy schedule, okay? There may also be thoughts of what you left behind as you pick something else back up, or up in general for some, or just continue something again. But justice, because I feel like you're gaining justice, and that's being highlighted side by side with, or as you notice that something's for you. Okay, or remember that. I hope that came out right. They're now giving me very Emperor card vibes as I'm being drawn to, this is still meant to be in the reverse, but there are chess pieces, all right, a chessboard, where to put your game piece next, all right, strategy coming into play. Let's pull a couple more. The Eight of Wands, a lot of communication throughout this day, to and from. At times it could feel one-sided, but I feel like there's a connecting taking place, whether it's to a community, one person, a couple people, to yourself, to your guides, to the universe, connecting, okay? Passionate new beginnings and change to be flowed with, to be initiated and awarded to you from being able to communicate in a concise, in a clear way, right? To get what you want is a power in of itself, okay? The Knight of Wands, I think I know what I'm going to call the reading, potentially, maybe. But to get ready to wrap up this reading, the Princess of Cups in reverse, okay, and the Knight of Wands, because I really do feel like there is an emotional detachment from what you want, from what you're looking to manifest, that you're either being reminded you should have, or you do have and it's working to your advantage. And you might be reminded of a time where you passionately, in a very emotionally detached way, got what you wanted, okay? And this just came to be through communication, co-creating, through you being a powerful being, okay? And a sense of you being reminded you'll be able to, in a continuing or new situation, be able to march to the beat of your individual, unique drum and get the job done, or just experience that situation to the best of your unique ability. Okay, beautiful. But at the bottom of the deck, before we wrap this up, we do have the Six of Wands, and they're saying a situation from the past that did not work out for whatever reason, or did and then came to an end. It would have been extremely, extremely stressful, or that stress would have continued, in Spirit saying, we stepped in, okay? But all the meanwhile, the Six of Wands talking about how there is levels of victory again throughout this day. I feel like that came up in the previous daily read for Thursday, but it feels like you're being reminded to have fun in whatever you wrap yourself up in, whatever you decide to continue or take on. But I feel like in certain ways, you're communicating your way to victory on a multitude of levels. And again, they're reminding you throughout this day, as your world changes, flow with those changes, adapt, and even initiate some, and watch things work out in your favor. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Friday, and I'll definitely see you next time.